Hello all and welcome to Wow Crochet Designs. My name is Mary and in today's tutorial we are making August's project for our wreath. So there you go, it's very exciting. And this is our August project. Now I'm creating this particular one today because, well, I do remember August as being the last month of our winter here in Australia. So I thought, why not make a cloud and some raindrops? So there you go. Now these tails that you see here, they will be weaved in. So yeah, that will be gone. All the tails that you see, they'll all be gone. And you'll probably have like a little thing like that or something similar as a raindrop coming down from the cloud. So there you go. So I'm not going to say too much about it because, you know, my tutorials, they usually go for a long time. I'm just going to say you will need, look at this, 2 thumbs worth there. You will need tiny, tiny little pieces of a light 2-weight cotton. Now this is a 4-ply cotton from Bendigo Woolen Mills. And it's the ghost colour or the grey, light grey colour. And you will need about, I don't know, 10, maybe less, 4 grams, 3 grams. I don't even know. Very minimal. We're doing the little raindrops. And today I'm going to be using this thick yarn just so that you can see what we're doing here. Okay, because it's a little bit difficult to see this online. So we're going to do it in this colour. And you're going to do the raindrop in the yellow with a super thick hook, yeah. But with this one here, I used a 3mm hook for the cloud, and for the raindrops, I used a 2.5mm hook. All right, just to let you know, if you want to make it in the smaller thread for our wreath, then you will need to adjust the hooks to suit. 3mm for that, 2.5 for those. And also, don't forget, you will need your scissors, you will need a stitch marker, and you won't need the sewing needle because we're not weaving any ends in today. However, if you want to weave your ends in, just check out some of our previous tutorials. I weave in pretty much all my ends on most of the tutorials. But for today, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to let you get started creating your gorgeous cloud and raindrops. Good luck all. All right, guys, we're going to start off by making a magic loop. Grab the tail end of your yarn and pop it in front of your fingers. Now just grab your working end and wrap it around your fingers, crossing it over like so. I just grabbed it with the back of my hand there. So crossing it over like so. Let's get it closer. Pop your hook under that first loop and pull that back loop forward. And what you have is 1, 2, and in front you have 2 threads. What you need to do is grab all of it. Try not to let go. And then you're going to chain 1. Yarn over your hook, pull a loop through once. And in that big space that you made, keep everything tugged, you're going to make a single crochet. And a single crochet is pop your hook in the space, pull a loop through like so, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both those loops like so. And just before you do anything, give that tail a little bit of a tug, not too much because we need to fit more single crochets in there. So just a gentle tug where it's closed a little bit, not too much. And then grab yourself a stitch marker and pop it in that stitch right there, like so. Okay. And now you need to do another 5 single crochets. So into the loop, pull a loop through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Just going to close it a little bit more. That's the second one. And now you've got your third, 4th, and you're crocheting over both tails, yeah? 5th, oh, I think that's only 5, I need to do 1 more, yeah? So you're counting these V's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's just do 1 more, 6. All right, so make sure you have 6 single crochets all together and you're counting these little tiny V looking things, yeah? Once you have your 6 all together, you grab your tail, just holding onto your work here, and you give it a big tug and it closes that centre up. Just pop the tail at the back, you'll need that later, okay? So don't cut it. Plus you need to weave that in as well. That can come undone, guys. That's the magic loop, all right? I've split my yarn here, so I'm going to take my stitch marker out, but what I need you to do is slip stitch into the stitch with your stitch marker. And I have actually split that yarn. Oh my gosh. Look how I split the yarn. How terrible is that? All right, so now we're going to grab that top loop right there. It's fairly tight, guys, if you're anything like mine. grab the top loop like so. Oh, there we go. It's very tight. Yeah, okay, and pull a loop through like so, and then pull it through to the loop on your hook. It's really tight, but keep it nice and secure. Chain 1. In the same space that you are in, you are putting another single crochet. So pop it in that space right there, and pop your stitch marker in that stitch. There. In the same stitch, you're going to put a second single crochet, like so. Yeah. And in every stitch, you are going to put 2 single crochets. And the stitches are these top 2 loops that you see in your stitch there. So pop your hook in, pull a loop through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, do it again in the same stitch, and that's your second one. Go into the next stitch and do 2. 1 and 2. And into the next stitch with 2. 1 and 2. And into your next with 2. 1 and 2. And 2 into your very last stitch there. And we're going to count these as well. Now remember, you had 6 in the beginning, so now you should have 12. If you did your math correct, you should have 12. So count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 is the stitch with the loop in it. Yeah. All right. So now what you're going to do is slip stitch into that final stitch right there, which is really tight. That's tight. Pull a loop through and pull it through to the loop on your hook. Chain 1 and remove your stitch marker right there. All right, now this round is going to be very different. It might be a little confusing too. All right, you're going to use all of the stitches that we have plus 1 in crochet. You're going to use a single, half double, double, and a half treble. So the 3 stitches, single, half double, and double, are the main stitches in crochet. And then you're going to use a half treble as well. And they're all sporadic. They're all over the place, yeah? All right, so the first one is a single, so that's easy. Pop your single in, do your stitch like so, and pop your stitch marker in there like so. Thought using a yellow might help you see better. Looks like it's okay. All right, and now what we're going to do in the very next stitch is do the half treble. And that's yarn over your hook, pop your hook. Being careful, you're in this one here. There's your next stitch right there. Don't skip it, yeah? Pop your hook in, pull a loop through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through just 1 loop, yeah? 3 loops still on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. 2 loops left, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And that's your half treble, okay? Your next stitch will have 2 double crochets. So yarn over your hook, pop your hook in that very next stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops left, yarn over, pull through the last 2. That's your first one. You're going to do that again in the same stitch. Hook in, pull a loop through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And now you're going to do what we call a half double crochet in the next stitch. So yarn over your hook, pop your hook in the next stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Yeah. In the next stitch, a double crochet and a single crochet. So yarn over your hook, pop your hook in, pull a loop through, 3 loops, yarn over 2, 2 loops, yarn over 2, and single crochet in the same stitch. Pop your hook in, pull a loop through, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through both those loops. And in the next stitch is half double crochet. Yarn over your hook. Where am I? I'm there. There's the stitch right there. Don't miss it. Pop your hook in, pull a loop through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And next stitch, 2 double crochets. Yarn over your hook, into the next with your loop, and then your 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 and do it again in the same stitch. Hook in, pull a loop through, 3 loops, yarn over 2, 2 loops, yarn over the last 2. All right, now single crochet in the next one, right there, nice tight stitch, yeah, and 2 half doubles in your next one. Yarn over your hook, into the stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops because it's a half double, remember. We're going to do another one, into the stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. In the next stitch, a half double, in, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. Next stitch, 2 half doubles, 1, 2. In the very next stitch, 1 half double, right there. And then you are at the you are at the end of the round, but you want to put another half double right in that same space there as your single. Okay, so yarn over your hook, you're going right into the same space. You can see your single is there. So you go right into the same space, pull a loop through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, and then you're going to slip stitch into the stitch with a stitch marker, pull a loop through and pull it through to the loop on your hook, taking out your stitch marker, chain 1. I'm just going to show you quickly what you've done. And what you've done is you've caused your piece to be lopsided and out of shape. That is what we want. That's how we're going to get the cloud look. All right, so don't think it's wrong. That is what you want, yeah? In the same stitch that we are in, we're going to do a single crochet. Pop your hook in, pull a loop through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both those loops, and you know the deal, pop your stitch marker in that first stitch. Okay, and then we're going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. Now you know all these stitches, but we'll go through them again quickly. Into the stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2, and then you've got a half treble in the next stitch. Now a half treble is what we were doing before, where we've got yarn over our hook, pop our hook in the next stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, 3 loops left, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops left, yarn over, pull through the last 2. In the next stitch, we're going to do a half treble and a double crochet. So half treble, yarn over our hook, into the stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 1, 3 loops still, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. And in the same stitch, we're doing our double crochet. So yarn over our hook, into the stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 2, whoa, don't split that yarn, yarn over, pull through the last 2. In the next 2 stitches, you're doing a half double crochet. So start your yarn over your hook, into the next stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. You're going to do another one, but in the next stitch. Into the stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. In the next stitch, a single crochet and a double crochet. So pop your hook in, pull a loop through, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, and you know how to do your double over your hook, into the stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And you're going to do a double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches, okay? Yarn over your hook, into the stitch, pull a loop through 2, pull a loop through 2, and into the next stitch exactly the same. My yarn is caught again. Alright, so that's your double crochets, and in the next stitch you're going to do 2 single crochets. So pop your hook in, pull a loop through, yarn over, pull through 2, and another one, like so. And in the next 2 stitches, you're doing a half double crochet in each stitch. Yarn over your hook, into the first, like so. Yarn over your hook, into your next. Whoops, that didn't work. That went around the stitch, not in it. Into the stitch and pull through 3. Your next stitch, 2 single crochets, like so. And over the next 2 stitches, you've got your half doubles again. Yarn over your hook into the first one, yarn over into your second. That's the other one. Oh, I'm sorry, no, this one's a double. I'm sorry guys, this one's not a half double, this one's a double. So yarn over your hook into the stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And your next one is a double and a single. Yarn over into the stitch, doing your double, and then a single into the stitch, pull a loop through, 2 loops, pull through both those loops. The next one right there is a half double. In the stitch you go, doing your half double. And the very last one right there is a double crochet. Being careful, this is actually a slip stitch, so be careful about that one. But right here we're going to put a double crochet. Into the stitch we go. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to pop another double in that space where your single crochet is. So yarn over your hook into the space, pull a loop through, yarn over 2, yarn over 2, and then you're slip stitching into the stitch with your stitch marker like so. All right, and there you have it. Alrighty, from here we're going to pop a single crochet in the same stitch we are in, like so. Popping your stitch marker in that stitch again. Get excited guys, because this is the final round. For this round we're only working on single crochets and doubles. We're going to start off with doubles. So yarn over our hook. In the first stitch we're doing a double crochet. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. And you're going to do it in the next stitch as well, 2. And in the next stitch, which is your third stitch here, like that. All right, so that's your one. And now you've got to increase on every 4th stitch. You don't worry about that because I'll work that with you. So we're going to put 2 double crochets in that next stitch and off we go. 1 and 2. All right, then what we're going to do is single crochets in the next. So single in your first, single in your second, single in your third, and in your 4th you're doing a single crochet and a double crochet, all in the same stitch. And I have to unravel my yarn. I'll show you in a minute what I mean by it. Just give me a sec, which is why I'm pulling so tight. Look at that. We're all knotted up. All right. So she's such a mess. All right, so it's 1 double crochet in that one there. I'm sorry, a single and a double in there. And now you're doing a double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and 2 single crochets in the next. So 1 and 2 in the same stitch. All right, and then 1 single crochet in your next, and then a double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2, and then 2 double crochets in your last. 1, whoops, and 2. Okay, and then a single crochet in your next. 1, and 1 in your next. 2, and one in your next 3. And then in that stitch right there, you're doing 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. And then you have single crochets across. So 1, 2, 3, and in your last stitch you're doing, actually it's a first stitch, it's the same stitch that you did your single crochet in, you're doing a double crochet. So pop your double crochet in there. Whoops, I'm getting all tangled with the yarn here. Slip stitch into the stitch with your stitch marker, pull a loop through like so, pull up a loop, remove your stitch marker, and that's what you should have. My yarn's all tangled here, it's just getting all pulled, and that's what you should have. So what you have with the cloud, it's kind of, you know, oblongish shaped, and you know, it's a little bit out of shape because that's what clouds are like, yeah? This one here is a little bit tighter, and I find it because it was a very thin cotton, it's come across a little tighter. And I think I've done an extra double in here somewhere there, but it doesn't matter because the clouds look perfect in every way, shape or form. So the idea is to make different shapes. The only thing you had to remember is to make sure you had your 2 in every 4th stitch. So what we had to do was every time you are increasing on your rounds, the first round is normal, then it's 2 in each stitch there, then it's 1 in each second stitch and 2 in each second there, and this row it was 1 in each third, and so on and so on. So you had to actually still use the same concept of increasing, which is why it sounded a little awkward, but there you go. All right, so that's that. Now grab your scissors. Okay, I found my little purple ones. My small ones have gone missing, as they do. All right, and just pull that loop through. Don't weave that end in because we're going to use that to attach to our wreath. And the same with the back of this one here. Don't weave that in. Still give it a tug. You're going to use that to attach to the wreath. We'll talk about that later. In the meantime, we're going to make real quickly one of the raindrops. The raindrop is so easy to make, yeah? You're still doing your, it's a bit fiddly, but it is easy, yeah? You're still doing your magic circle or magic ring, cross over like so, pop your hook under, pull a loop through, and there you go, holding everything together. Chain 1, and in the same space you do a single crochet, just like before. And then you pop your stitch marker in that single crochet, whoops, like so. Try not to split it, Mary, this time. There we go. All right, I'm just going to close that tail a little bit, not too much, just a little, yeah. And in the same stitch, we are doing a half double crochet into the stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 3, a double crochet into the stitch, pull a loop through, 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops, and a treble. Now this is not the half treble that we were working on before, this is the treble, and that's yarn over your hook twice, so once and twice, and it goes into the stitch or the space, pull a loop through like so, and you've got 1, whoops, 2, 3, 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, 3 loops left, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, 2 loops left, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops, and then you're going to put your double crochet in there again, back to doubles, 2 and 2, back to your half double, like so. And then all you're going to do is pull that real tight, that center, and slip stitch into the single crochet, being careful not to tangle your base yarn with it all. So slip stitch into that first stitch like so, take out your stitch marker, chain 1, or actually pull up that loop, grab your scissors, pull it through, and just give your raindrop a little tug. And what you have is that. All right, so there you have it. It looks like the other one did before, like that. A little bit out of shape, a little bit oblong. Okay, like so. Now, if you wanted to see the originals again, this is the originals. All right, and you can see that it would have been difficult to being able to see that than to see that online, which is why I did this many. Oh, let's move my paperwork out the way. I couldn't remember the pattern, guys. I had to keep looking at it. There was too many stitches to remember. All right, so there you go. Ta-da, ta-da, and ta-da. I know these ends will have to go, but we're going to use those ends to attach our cloud and our raindrops to the wreath. And it's probably too long. But anyway, we'll talk about that when we're ready to attach. All right. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Do all the wonderful things that you guys always do for me. Join me in a couple of weeks' time where we will be attaching this particular piece to our wreath, or these pieces here to our wreath, on top of all the other pieces to our wreath. And get ready for our Christmas angel that is going to be placed on that wreath as well for December. All right, thank you for watching. Don't forget to join us on our lives at 4 p.m. Wednesday afternoons, 10 a.m. Saturday mornings, Melbourne, Australia time. My name is Mary and this is Wow Crochet Designs, and ciao for now.